Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2 Free Mode Edition. In the previous episode, we finally got started on producing machinery, transporting coal and iron ore to make steel, as well as operating a new ship route to deliver loads of lumber from the lumber mill over here all the way to the machine factory, and operating 2 trains to pick up machinery and deliver them to their final destinations. As in this episode, we're going to continue on expanding. Hopefully, let's get started on expanding to a couple more towns in the region. And also, it's time to basically also get our electrified mainline set up as well. So, let's see. The electrified mainline basically goes from Black Diamond City. So, we'll build a spur track off this main line here that will bypass the cigarette factory. We will eventually connect to it in due time, but it will be a bit different, so to speak. Accept the connection, and then basically do that. Let's see. Oh, right, of course, I got to basically set up the catenary for this section of track between these 2 points. Then, we'll basically build a tunnel. And this is what I was concerned about. Now with cars being a thing, people are going to be traveling between towns. So I might see a lack of people traveling by rail. We can't let that happen. Let's see. Let's add the tunnel. Curve this track to the right. That'll do. Like that. Let's see. It will basically exit the tunnel, go over this road crossing, like so. Because I think there's no other town it connects to. Yeah, it doesn't connect to any other town. Then I'll have to basically raise up the ground, raise up the track bed so it can be level with the town of Shineston. We'll basically do that. And this road connects to Cedar Point. So, that's basically another thing that we need to work on. Okay, country wigwag signal, because it's going over a road that's not within the town itself. Now, let's see. I think I probably might save the New York Penn Station for Cedar Point. All the while, we'll just use the new station design, which is introduced in the 1920s, which basically suits what's going on now. It will be 360 meters. It will have the catenary. However, though, I am going to make a bit of a small modification to the station. Let's see. I'll do it like this. Go to configure, go to track, and place down the track with the catenary. Because the local trains will be using the bay platforms, and the express trains will basically use the main line. Let's see. Passenger stations. Do that. Do that. And add that. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I think I'll actually replace the small buildings with the medium ones. Medium side buildings and the medium middle station building. Splendid. Now, let's see. We'll need to basically do the same again, but this time, these platforms will be reserved primarily for the electric trains. Well, for the express. Go to platforms, and we'll place these down. And by this point, I think stations will be having underground walkways. Last thing I want is people to basically walk under it and then get something tall to get them zapped by the high voltage electricity. Let's see. Do that. And then basically do that as well. I'll then basically reconnect to this track here by this little extension. Do that, do this, and finally connect here. Why don't I get a ship port? I don't need that. Alright. It's going to be a bit of a downhill grade. Though if we try to basically make it flat, it's going to actually create a bridge. So we'll have to basically replace this with an embankment. Do 65 for this, and 65 there. Let's see. Perfect. Do that extension, and is it too tight? No, it's not. Thank gosh. Now then, for Shineston Yard, we're gonna basically place down the same platforms again. Again, these platforms that have the station name will be used for loading cargo, but the ones delivering cargo will basically be, well, empty. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also have this Detroit-style train station. The Michigan Central Station. I'll have to put this somewhere on the map where there's a lot of people. Most of my stations have basically already have large terminal-style buildings. Let me actually have a look at the town size. The highest population will get that station building. Greenwood is the biggest town so far. So, I'm going to pause the game, remove this road, and then remove the station buildings here after serving this area since 1880, as long as the game doesn't, well, go bananas on me. If I could just delete these sections little by little. That, and then basically place the station in the building in the middle. Perfect. The new station is now ready. Now all I have to do is just connect the road from the station to the main road network. Now, passengers can still access the trolleys from the station at Birch Street. Though the station building does not match up with the platform design, I actually might replace these aging wooden platforms with the more standard concrete ones by this point. But it's okay for now. Let's see. With that done, we'll basically do a direct connection to this track right here. Though we'll have to get rid of this bridge and this bridge over here. Wait, 24? That's a bit odd. But perfect. The new connection is finished. But, however, we gotta get the freight station set up. There will be electric freights in the future, and I have to make sure that those freight trains can easily get to their destinations. Now, because of the new platform design... Actually, now that I think of it, I'll probably just delete these platforms and just use the originals, use the concrete ones instead. Sure, I probably want to keep the original platforms, but I might actually use that platform later on when we build our high-speed route, because I already got some destinations in mind for that operation in the future. Not the slope-sided. Alright. Not wooden cargo. There we go. I don't want the warnings up, please. I still have a lot of track work to build. Alright, that should basically do it for now. I probably might save the the Barber Junction for Pine Valley because of its small-ish town population. So, medium main building, medium side buildings, and then a small side building beside the station. Actually, wait, no. It was this and this. Perfect. With that taken care of, all I just have to do is just build a road and just connect it to the town. And then basically do the same thing with the tracks for the freight station. Place down the catenary track. Let's see. Cargo platform, place this down. That. Add this. Add that. This. Alright. And then cargo shed. Well, the cargo buildings are basically still stock standard vanilla, so probably might use those. Medium building with this. And then rename this Shieston Yard. I know the buildings here don't match the platform, but it's still fine nonetheless. We'll place down a dirt road beside the station, and then connect this road to the main one, so trucks can pick up their cargo and bring it into town. We'll have to also do this, and that, and basically do this as well. As much as I would like to see a nice crossover piece, I'm afraid I'll have to basically do it like this. Do a 40-mile-an-hour curve into the station, and then build a crossover section here. I'll have to basically also add a catenary structure here. Thankfully, with the mod that allows the pencil-U style catenary in, I can easily add my own. There we go. Perfect. Now the wires won't look very odd being held up. And we got like, whoa, 6 tracks and... Oh, you gotta be joking me? I hate it when my tracks get all bunchy up at the crossings. Well, thankfully, I could easily fix that by just building a new track and then laying the road over it. What about the 300 pole distance? Does it change much? I don't think it does. Do this again. Country crossing, except the construction. That looks a lot better. Okay, let's flatten the terrain a bit to make it a little more smoother. Like it has always been part of the landscape, or the track has been set up for us. And why do I have the vanilla tunnel here? Why? Track laying can be so arduous at times. Connect. And I did it again. Do this, turn that, and then connect it. Alright, that should basically do it. Of course, I still have to basically build the freight line too. Double slip switch it. Now the station at Shineston is ready for full-on service. Though, there will have to be a bus service to connect the station to the town, and to basically make sure that the ground is nice and even for the track bed to make it look pretty enough for our passengers. Now then, let's have a look at the locomotive list, because there's only gonna be like one engine to be used on this line. Did I set a catenary? No, I didn't set a catenary line for the line leading to the bauxite smelter. Now, because of the new electrification sections, next comes the most important part, signaling. We're still using semaphores because we don't have, because I don't think color lights became mainstream until like the 30s. So, we'll place down the signals along the track here, also between these two tunnels, and also before and after these. Let's see. We'll place these signals here. Oh, now that I just think about it, why don't we actually try out a couple of the new color light signals? These are only going to be temporary. These are only just being used as a test by our company standards, as we're still committed to the semaphores because they're still a reliable use. But, however, we'll have a pair of color lights. These two light signals will indicate which track is set, if a train goes through or a train goes around. We'll also have one here for the commuter line, as well as for the freight line. But the signals here in the station will still remain the same. If I could just copy the one that I found, let's see. That still uses the old signaling system. Let me think. What station have I built recently that has this position, these signals positions? Let's see. Oh, crud. What about Woodsburg? Let's see. That, I believe, from the campaign missions, it was pointed into its destination. Then it was this for the signals going out, and then a home signal for going through. I didn't want to make that a one-way signal, otherwise freight trains will never return back to their original destinations. Do that. And I'll actually add a dwarf light signal onto this section. Actually no. A semaphore dwarf. Okay. Then add the rest of the signals along this section. I think the most flattest section possibly is around here, I guess. Because we're going to build a Y eventually so we can operate multiple electric trains carrying passengers into the town. But we'll also need to set up a transfer yard so the freight from the steam and diesel trains can basically be transferred to the electric connections. Let's see. Country Old, 80 per platform. Disable west entrance. City surface is Country Old again. We'll spin it around and place it here. This will be the Shineston warehouse, and this is where the commodities for this town will be delivered and trucks will pick up and take it to town, which requires general goods and lubricants. Finally, add a bus stop, and we'll place one smack dab in the center of town, so that everybody can go to their shopping, do their work, or just get home to rest. Let's see. We'll need to set up a new bus route. So, this will be, let's see. This will be bus route F, bus service F. Painted yellow. And we'll basically get a pair of these Schwinn buses because of their design. Paint them dark maroon to match their top body and put them to work. With those buses in mind, let's see, we need to also get an electric passenger service set up, and an express. Thankfully, this area outside of town, Black Diamond City will be useful. We'll put a double slip switch here, and place a pair of signals on this and on this. This is where we will be able to get our electrified locomotives. And the depot for the electric trains will be using this building. Now then, let's set up a new express. We already have 5 express trains. However, since these are going to be electrified, they're going to have a different destination. They're going to be E-Electric Express. So let's see. It'll go for Riverside, through Shineston, then all the way into Javaburg, and it will arrive on track 3. Wait, not track 3, track 4. Then it will make the same destinations on the return trip back. Going into Shineston, then going through Riverside. Riverside, you'll be going on track 1. Riverside, you're going on track 2. This will be Express Train F. F, which will go from Black Diamond City to Javaburg. Though I think I already have a Javaburg. Oh, yes, I do. And we'll basically put a dash and put an S. Actually, we'll just basically do it like this. Put a dash and an E to showcase it's an electric passenger service. Well, an electric express service. Now then, the only electric engine available right now is the Milwaukee Road Class EP2 bipolars. These engines are good, 75 miles an hour, and has over 9,000 horsepower, which is very good for an electric engine. We'll basically just get the same concepts we gave for our Pacific, 2 pairs of baggage cars, 3 coaches, diner, parlor, 3 sleepers, and an observation car. 66.2 million, and we'll put it to work on this service. Oh, could not connect all stations. Let's see. We'll have to check the entirety of the route to make sure that all the tracks are electrified. If they're not electrified, then this is not going to go well. Okay, let's see. Track is electrified towards the curve. Track is electrified into the station. Is the track actually aligned properly? It is, but why does it say cannot connect all stations? Let me see. we'll probably see if we can figure this out in the next episode. So, if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!